Whoa!
Hello and welcome. Hey, welcome to Thursday night travel talk with yours truly. And tonight we have our return of Tony Stark to continue our talk about Japan and slideshow with the photos that I took while living in Japan. And thanks for coming back, Tony. I know it was a big effort last Thursday night, but Japan is such an interesting and amazing place, and I did spend a great amount of time there. So it needed 2 nights. I think there's a few countries in this world that just take more time than others. Hey, look who's
Absolutely.
here! Got Miskatonic Madman. You've got Ray Lucard.
He is in much too.
Radioactive. Oh, welcome. Lemon Pie. Hey, good to see you. And then earlier, we had Rod Thunderheart and the Ginger Menace. So hello, Mary. And I did send Mary. You do have a standing invite to this show, and I sent you a link. It is in, but I know it's late for you. That's why I didn't originally think you'd be able to. But we've got Carla Burton, who's always around, watching while driving. Pardon? What?
Carla.
What?
Carla.
What does she mean by that, Tony? Did you send her a self-driving car?
She says Carla Burton is watching while driving. Carla's eyes are everywhere because it's Carla.
All righty. Well, let's.
Am I coming through okay, or
you are? No, you sound great. And once again, Tony, thanks for being here. I appreciate
it. Wait.
Yes.
Wait, no, I don't think I have that on. No. Can everyone hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Well, as long as you do.
Sure do. No, I can hear you.
Yes.
Oh, that's working just fine. Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. And how's this week been since we last streamed together? You've been a busy guy. I'll tell you what.
Work. YouTube is currently glancing their eyeballs over my monetization process. So very.
Really?
Smooth.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And how's that? Okay. Well, yeah. Congratulations on that success, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite a thing. Yeah. Monetize now. Does that is that going to change anything about your programming, or what you can or cannot say, or will not do, or you're just going to?
Mm-hmm.
Are you just going to continue on?
I don't know. It really depends. If I had my way with it, I wouldn't change a thing. But of course, as copyright things happen, certain things will definitely have to go to the wayside. I guess you all just have to stay tuned.
Ah, yes. Ha. Well, I look forward to it, Tony. Fantastic. And I'm going to pull up. There we go. And that's roughly where we left off last week.
Yeah, we were at a temple with Oni guardians.
That's absolutely right. Yeah. And this is this is in Kyoto. This is in the western part of Japan, and in Kyoto, and this is Kiyomizu-dera, which is basically the water temple, and Mizu meaning water, and Ray Lucard thinks that Carla Burton has one of your self-driving Stark cars. It is possible.
Yeah. If it were one of mine, it'd be flying.
Ooh, touche. Yeah, Tony. So let's see if the arrow button will work. No. Okay.
It definitely was acting funky last time.
Yeah. Oh no, the arrow button is working. Okay. So here you go. Here's here's a place. Here's the temple at night, and these places don't really close down. Really, a lot of the gates remain open throughout the night, and you can go in the
Mm.
spooky hours of the night, and there's usually candles going, and you can explore the temples as long as you behave yourself at night, which is a
It
lot of
is a
fun.
shrine, though. Depending
It
on
is.
the kind of shrine. I mean, you can see if you look at you see the tapestries in the back.
Hmm.
Those are seals to keep out yokai, evil
Ooh,
spirits.
demons and evil spirits. Yep, that's right. And has okay. So Japan has some incredibly beautiful waterways, and some of them are canals.
Mhm.
Kyoto has beautiful canals. Kyoto's famous for its geisha ladies, entertainment painted face geisha ladies, Tony. And so in the older part of
Oh
Kyoto,
yes,
there are
that's a
waterways with little bridges, and this is one of them. And yeah, that's the largest gate of that style. It's called a tori in Japanese, which means gate. It also means chicken, which is weird, yakitori. But yeah,
well.
that's the largest
Chicken
tori
legs
in Japan.
resemble chicken legs resemble a Tory gate.
That makes total sense. Tony, you're a friggin' genius. Hello. Hello to everyone saying hello.
How you
Yeah,
doing,
that's okay.
good
That's why,
sir?
yeah, maybe you could be right there, Tony.
Mhm.
No one would vandalize Oni. No, Oni will get you back. That's for
No,
sure. Hey, look, it's
that's
Susan
asking.
Dolan.
That's just asking for misfortune.
And Susan Dolan, I
Susan
saw that your
Dolan.
comment. I didn't reply. Susan Dolan left a comment on one of my videos and said that if I was going to do another uh, show on Japan, she left me some ideas about some links. So thank you for that, Susan. I did see those.
Arigato.
It's not a spirit gate.
No,
It's well, the Tori. You know what? I wouldn't. I believe that there
this
is a
one isn't a
spiritual
spirit
purpose, but this is the largest one in Japan, and I think they do build them. There's certain aspects to the Tori that are supposed to be ward off spirits. But I'm not an architect living in Japan. But yeah, this is a huge one, absolutely. And so yeah, I was pretty impressed with that, and that's again near Kyoto. And this is typical. This guy was just his job all day was just to watch traffic around the construction site, and he's got the mandatory helmet and the gloves. Japan's economy thrives on helmets and white gloves for these guys, and then the lightsaber thing that lights up at night. And I have possession of. Well, I had possession. I don't know if I still have it, but I managed to acquire one of those.
oh, one of those guidance batons.
Yeah, yeah, sure did. Yeah, and
Uh,
there you
oh,
go. How's that for the Kyoto area? And just gorgeous, Tony. Just gorgeous.
oh,
I
so it's
was
like
there in the
I'm right
fall.
there.
I was there in the fall, so the some of the leaves were turning color. Hey, is that I can almost hear the critters in the woods, Tony.
It's almost as if we're there or something. I know.
Fantastic. Yeah, that's gorgeous, Tony. Absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, again, this is one of the temples in Kyoto. This is again
Mhm.
Kyomizu-dera, which is roughly translated to the water temple. And again, it looks out. It's up on a hillside, so it overlooks. Kyoto is surrounded by hillsides, and in the fall they have a fire festival where they light bonfires on the hillsides on fire. You can see them from down in the valley. And the bonfires are in different shapes, different kanji, different pictograms that mean different symbols. Very cool. I think I even have a picture coming up. And this guy, He's taken a vow of poverty in Japan, and he's just sitting there begging for alms on the side of the street there, and he just hangs out there all day. Seemed nice enough, but you don't see a lot of poverty in Japan, or I didn't when I was there. I didn't see it. But
Oh
I'm
well,
sure
there
it
are
exists.
traditionalists and
And their
like we said
economy
last time,
is tanking.
traditionalists and modernists.
Yeah, their
Depending on
economy
where
is
you
tanking.
are, will determine who you'll be around.
That absolutely, yeah.
This is the same parade. This is the same parade we saw the other day. The
Yes,
old
it's
man parade.
yeah.
Same street.
The olden days parade, the
Mhm.
Gion Matsuri meaning festival, but they celebrate by having different periods represented by different costumes from all the ages and different professions, and they just march through the streets of this town in the mountains north of Kyoto. I believe it's north of Kyoto, and they marched through and it was a big parade, lasted about 2 hours, and they all had different costumes, and they were really elaborate, Tony. I gotta say, just really gorgeous. And then I managed to get a knife handmade by a Japanese knife maker, and he's just punching the symbols into it for my father's name. He's writing my father's name in Japanese on the knife. And
Beautiful.
yeah. And yeah, Carla, why is Japan's economy tanking? That's a damn good question, because I think they're heavily affected by China.
Japan is tanking because the world is tanking. Japan relies on trade. It's whenever trade has become a problem worldwide, then obviously what should be an economic supercenter and has been for decades will suffer. Trade is at an all-time low. World tensions are high. People are beginning to steel wall their borders again, like it was in the 40s and 50s, which is unfortunate.
But they can bounce back faster than probably any nation on the planet. So there's that.
As soon as trade opens up again, they'll be the first to bounce back.
Thanks, Susan Dolan. I just posted a lightsaber demo video that I put up about an hour ago. So thanks for checking that out, Susan. I appreciate that. Gion Matsuri, I believe, is the name. Oh, okay. So this is this is where the hell is this? Is this Osaka Castle? I believe.
No, you showed Osaka Castle last time.
Okay, so this is Kyoto. This is another castle in Kyoto.
Yeah.
And these are just some friendly neighborhood girls going by to school, and certain in the summertime fancy occasions they wear their kimonos out in public just as a regular course. So really fancy, especially you see that more in Kyoto than I think anywhere else I saw in Japan, because it is such a part of their tradition. And I really enjoyed the all kinds of
Radioactive makes a good point too. They have been printing in like crazy.
See, Switzerland didn't print their money because they're not on the euro, and so their economy, their inflation wasn't going up huge. I haven't checked on it recently. Russia, their economy hasn't gone up with inflation because they weren't printing money. So Japan did print money. That is an issue, yeah. So, however, you know what? This is okay. So it's the Jidai Festival, Jidai, Jidai Festival.
Jidai.
And and it's just unbelievable. Japan costumes through the ages, they really celebrate their history, Tony. They really are proud of their history. So.
Oh yeah.
And so they should.
They're probably they're the most homogenous people.
So that is one of the most famous temples in all of Japan. Ginkakuji, Gin meaning gold.
Ginkakuji, yeah.
Gin meaning gold.
We seen this one last night too.
Yes.
Or last time, yeah.
And
Beautiful
this
temple.
is in Kyoto. This is probably the most famous temple in Kyoto. So gin means gold, and kin with a K means silver. So they have gin kakuji and then kin kakuji, which is the silver temple. And I'm at they're a train driver, bullet train driver. They're super friendly. Don't speak a lick of English, but they certainly are friendly. And those trains are really efficient for getting all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to take a train to Kyoto from Tokyo, easy, and Osaka. And this guy, I secretly snapped this picture. He didn't know I took this picture. This was a Yakuza guy. See how he's dressed up like a mobster? He's not in costume. He's legit.
Skinny eyebrows. Yes, I do.
That is a legit Yakuza. And he was just so
wearing them white dress slacks, like a beatnik.
The jewelry,
skinny eyebrows.
Yeah, you could tell.
Yeah.
So I had secretly took a picture.
But honestly, be happy you left with your toes, man.
I wasn't intimidated by this guy at all. Not at all. There wasn't a single. I wasn't intimidated at all in Japan. Nowhere there was I. Not by the cops at night. Nowhere. Not any hour in the middle of Tokyo, any hour of the night. Not at all. Just not at all. Yeah.
Actually, his pinky finger on his right hand is cut at the middle digit.
Oh shit! I couldn't see that, Tony. Wow, I wonder if I can zoom this in without fucking this up. Maybe not. But anyway, Ray Lucard, do you mind reading what
this Sonic Madman says? He still got his pinky fingers. He's got one. The other one looks like it's been cut.
Oh, it is nubbed off. You're right. I've got the picture bigger in front of me, Tony. It is nubbed off. Yeah, you're right. Ray Lucard, would you mind in the appropriate Godzilla voice, Tony? Would you mind reading Ray Lucard?
Japan can solve the money problems by making more Godzilla movies.
That's a damn good plan, Ray. That's a damn good plan, Ray Lucard. Hey, Spider-Man, Russia has tied the value of the ruble to the value of gold. That is smart. I mean, I'm not an economist, but I have studied economics quite a large part of my life. Formally, a little bit formally. He still has most of his fingers. His right one, what would be his right one on our left, is nubbed off. I put the picture up bigger here.
Yeah, that's the other telltale sign. That's how you know.
Yeah, that's
that and the attire that still seems to be the same since the late 70s.
These temples are just everywhere. This house temple is probably 600 years old, Tony, and they were just everywhere. Fabulous, just there. The history is tangible,
Oh yeah.
You don't get that sense being in Canada.
No. You're welcome for the ambience, by the way.
Thank you. Perfect.
I figured this way. I figured it's like you took the pictures, but you're obviously nostalgic and missing it. So what could I really contribute to
Kyoto's? When you go to Kyoto, it will leave an impression on you.
I believe it. I believe it.
And they tie in nature. The Japanese managed to tie in nature with man-made structures a lot more elegantly, I think, and gracefully and more naturally than Western society does for the most part, and Asian in general.
More naturally and gracefully than even places like China and Vietnam.
Yes, they do stand out. Yeah.
Again, when you have only so many square miles of acreage, it makes a difference.
That's right. They've got to make the best of what they have. Yeah, 100%, Tony. So I took a train back to Tokyo, a high-speed bullet train back to Tokyo. I guess the train picture was a little out of a little, a few photos back there. But so this is now taken from the train, and that's the flash reflecting off the damn windshield. But that is passing through the Japanese countryside.
Here I was thinking it was just the summoning circle for Mothra. It was the ferry's location with Mothra.
And you can see the forests are starting to change red because it's the fall, so the forests are starting to change. And
Miskatonic Madman goes UFO.
There's a sex shop, so you can buy uniforms for your lady friend.
Your
there you can buy.
They're very kinky. They are very kinky.
Yeah, you can buy. Oh man, there's shop after shop after shop like that. Yeah.
Let me just put it to you this way: when you go to Japan and you go to the red light district, you're gonna see furries, you're gonna see cosplayers, you're gonna see muscle women, you're gonna see men in diapers, you're gonna see every kink ever established.
Hell yeah! Oh yeah, there were shops like this all over the place.
In person, they do not care.
Nope. Do you have any archery? So, now, archery in Japan, the old style is called Kyu, Kyu, Q.
Mm-hmm.
And and it's more about form than even hitting the friggin' target, really. Hitting the target is secondary, is my understanding, but I have limited knowledge of it. But yeah, I was walking by and here we go. You just poke your head in somewhere in a doorway, and here's this archery class going on with the old traditional Japanese Kyu archery. So radioactive. The last time I was in Japan was 2016, but I lived there for 2004 and into 2005, and then again in 2006 for a while. But so I have photos mixed in all the way up to 2016. And it's about time I go see. I got friends back there. I'd love to go back, but then there's new places that need exploring too, Tony. Right? So,
well, the only way that I could suggest making this really, really fun is if you brought a friend whenever you go back.
Wouldn't that be fun? Yep.
Wouldn't
that be fun? And we could practice our
meet up at an airport,
right?
Yeah, practice Nihongo.
Yeah, Benkyo shitai. Benkyo is study, and shitai means I want to do it. So I want to study more Japanese. Nihongo ga benkyo shitai. So this is a famous part of Japan again, Shimoda, and it's beautiful, beautiful for sightseeing, and that's obvious as to why. And this is not far from where Commander Perry and the Black Ships landed. And opened up Japan from being all turtle shelled and all closed off from the rest of the world. And so Commander Perry landed in this part of Japan and opened up trade. And it's just absolutely lush and gorgeous. And we need some more of those sound effects, Tony.
Oh, yes, I got you. Gomenasai.
Daijoubu. Gomenasai is I'm sorry. Gomenasai is it's no problem. It's all right. Daijoubu means it's okay. Daijoubu is very useful. When I want to know if it's okay to take a picture of something, I raise my camera and then I say and I ask the person like Daijoubu, like is this okay? And then and they say yes, and you can take the photo. Or if you want to do anything, or if you want to go somewhere, you just point to it and you go and you say daijoubu. It means like, is this okay? So daijoubu is a very useful Japanese word. Or you can also if someone apologizes to you, you can say, daijoubu. It's okay. Don't worry about it. And you'll hear it too. Yeah. Oh, I'm not sure.
No, I'm sure I'm big in Japan.
Wouldn't that be awesome? We should do that.
That would be really fun.
Yeah, and you're right, Miskatonic Man. You could always find new friends there. I have a bunch of friends,
especially in the red light district. Sorry,
and I can definitely. There's probably 4 or 5 good friends still there. So again, the rice paddies and a lot of the work, they do have machines like what we saw, the automated rice picker, but a lot of the labor is done by hand, and you do see a lot of hunched over people walking around Japan, especially the older generation. And this is a typical sleeping arrangement. These are the futons, where you lie
and they are more
on the floor.
comfortable than they look. They are more comfortable.
They are so comfortable. Yep.
Yeah,
with the big duvet or duna, as Carla Burton would call it, a duna. But yeah, and right on the tatami mats. So you're right on the woven tatami mat floors and the sliding sort of paper fabric doors. And this is in an old Japanese.
Paper.
It's a thicker paper, but almost like a wallpaper material. But in the countryside here, there are little hotels you can stay at, and this is one of them. And it's called a ryokan. A ryokan is like a traditional style inn, Japanese inn in the countryside, and you can often have food there. They'll often serve you food there, and they've got temples as part of the landscape there. They're often built around hot springs, Tony. So like the bathhouse would be part of the complex. And some of them are small. They'd only maybe have 10 guests there, and some of them are bigger. Susan Dolan says, I couldn't figure out why you took a picture of a bunch of rocks.
And then you may have found. Yes.
Yes. So, yeah, just gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Oh, and this guy is scary. Yeah, lots of devils around Japan at the different temples. And some of this guy looked hundreds of years old, Tony. Hundreds of years old. And okay, this is the place that I stayed. This is the house that I rented, or one of the houses that I rented. And with the balconies up above and very closed in. You're very close to your neighbors. No space between the houses, you can see. I don't know how the hell the postman ever found us. Aussies call it the Duna. Yes, the Dooner. The Duna, or the...
she doesn't want to be associated with the people in Australia.
No, I wouldn't want to be either. Well, other than my brother is one of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So this isn't... Speaking of onsen, of the bathhouses, this is one where they poured legit a ton of red wine in it. You can just see the bottom corner. That gentleman is in the red wine. And it's a themed hot spring complex, and it's a retreat. It's a resort, and you can take a bus there, so you don't even have you can drink, and you don't have to drive there. And people go there from all over Japan, and they go. One hot spring would have the red wine. This one had green tea. This was a shitload of green tea was put in this. And this is a weird one where it was mixed with girls and boys, and you could wear your bathing suit in it. So it wasn't like real traditional. It was more of a modern, fluky spin. But yeah, green tea in this one, and then red wine in that one.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely just for tourists. Yeah, 100%. And yeah, I don't know those girls, but there you go.
But you want to know these girls.
I wanted to know the girls. There you go.
Oh yeah.
It was a very beautiful complex, as you can see. Yeah, and it had just snowed there, so I just hit it at the right time. It was perfect. It wasn't, and there it is from above. There's the red wine hot spring. Now the water is traditional from the mountains, actual hot spring water, and they add a shit ton of red wine to it. And I'm assuming it's low quality red wine. And the friends that I made there, Tony, the nurses, the older nurses that were kind of like my aunties, they took me as a surprise on this trip. They paid for the bus. They paid for everything. So they put me up at the ryokan there. We had a great time. They were really genuinely nice people, and I haven't seen them in a while, but hopefully, like I said, 2016. So hopefully they're still doing well, and I'd like to someday take them back. Hey, kitty. I don't think the kitty would like the onsen, the hot springs there in Japan.
No.
Ooh, I bet you recognize that, Tony.
Mount Fuji.
Hi, Fuji-sama.
Fujikawa.
Yes, that is Mount Fuji, folks. That's from the high-speed bullet train there. Yeah, that was Mount Fuji.
Dormant, very dormant volcano, but
fortunately,
iconic.
yes. And
fortunately,
it's not often that we were fortunate to see it that day. It's not often that it is free of clouds, so we're pretty lucky that day, Tony. But yeah, this is just a gorgeous complex. It's I want to say Hakone. That it's been over a decade, but this hot spring complex was called Hakone, and the town was called Hakone, Hakone, I believe, if memory goes back that far, with all the different themed onsens, and it was not far from Mount Fuji, so within striking distance of Tokyo, if for those of you who know your Japanese geography. Okay, so there's another temple, and apparently you're not allowed to be a smartass and hit the gong. So that's what that sign is.
Well, that's a gonkyo bell. That's a little bit more important than a gong. That's only supposed to be used in ceremonies.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's right. That is a very important bell, such as New Year's. I was part of a New Year's celebration that was in the local temple garden that was just around the corner from my place, and they rang that bell a very specific 121 times, or 127. I lost count, and people lined up, so each person gets to gong at once. And 127 was the magic number for the new year to chase away the demons, or 121. If someone in the chat knows, it's either 121 or 127. It's been like 20 years. Give me a break. But yeah, it was and there was a lot of alcohol consumed on New Year's. So I'm surprised I remember that much.
Lotus.
And you can't say that I don't have an artistic side, Tony. How do you like that shot?
I like the lotus petals, and it's just a beautiful shot. If you ring the gong, do ninjas spring out of the woods? No, Miskatonic Man. That's magic ninjas, and you summon those with a remote control.
Thanks, Carmen.
Glad
you're here, everyone. I just want to say thanks for being here, everyone. What is the rationale to having a red wine hot tub? To sell to the tickets to the tourists, and same with the green tea hot tub.
Not to mention, if people are peeing in the pool, you could drink it from both ends.
No, no, that'll get you kicked out of Japan for that kind of behavior. Yeah, no one does it over there. No, definitely not.
Well, ruin my dirty joke then. Why don't you?
Do you mind reading what Carla Burton had to say?
Do you want me to just read it?
Hey,
when I went to Japan, I only took carry-on bag, and most of it was filled with my topper pad. I had put every bed because I put a freaking I'm such a freaking princess in the pee.
Right.
You do hear children.
I see.
Nolan. You do hear the triangle heads. You.
Hey, Susan Dolan. I hear a kitty. Oh yeah, that's Tony's. Yeah. So Japan, yeah, that's just in Roppongi. No, that's Tokyo Tower. That's in Roppongi. That's
that is not Tokyo Tower.
Tokyo Tower. No, that's just a random Japanese tower. Yeah, no, and there it is at night. There you go. Okay, so these guys are, and the Japanese men love, and the ladies wear the scarves, the towels around their necks, and it's for sweat, and the guys wear it around their heads for the sweat. and always lots of food, man. Lots of street stall type food everywhere, and it's cheap. It's cheap, Tony. It's cheap. Every festival you go to, there will be as much food as alcohol as fireworks.
Oh yeah.
And this looks like the Japanese okonomiyaki, the Okinawan pancake on the right and the left. Both look like a bunch of noodles and shredded cabbage and some fish flakes thrown in there, and a delicious sweet mayonnaise sauce. Oh man, yeah, and a little bit of batter there. Delicious. And so, okay, this is the fireworks. So that's why all the food here, all these food stalls are getting ready for the giant fireworks festival in Osaka. So every summer, Osaka has like 2 hours worth of fireworks festivals. And you can see how many people are there.
Oh, yeah.
And we're right by the bridge. The right between the bridges here in Osaka, there's a river that flows right through Osaka downtown. And they have the fireworks right out on the river, and you can see the line of it's light bulbs and food stalls. All the bright lights ahead of between the crowd and the building skyline is all the street stalls and all the food and games. You can also gamble and have little games for the kids, and where you fish things out of ponds with magnets, and just a fantastic celebration. And see, those are all the food stalls again, and huge fireworks, Tony. 2 hours worth of fireworks. It made Canada Day celebrations look pathetic.
That makes 4th of July celebrations look tiny.
Oh man, it was 2 hours of this and non-stop, just 2 hours. Yeah. Yes, okay, right, Carla Burton. She makes that pancake, but it's just cabbage and egg, and I use okonomi sauce and Kewpie mayonnaise for topping. Okay, so that's exactly the Kewpie mayonnaise, which is the Kewpie doll on it, which is the super sweet Japanese mayonnaise, and the okonomi sauce, which is a darker sauce, and it's sweet and as well, and you mix them, and it's delicious. The Okinawan pancake, okonomiyaki. Took me a long time to say to learn how to say it, and I'm sure I'm not saying it properly. But yes, delicious, Carla. Oh, hey, Tiger Stripes. Sweet mayo, pass. Well, you got to try it once. I mean, you got to try everything once.
Tiger Stripes is into the chat.
Awesome. Welcome, Tiger Stripes. So this is in Osaka, and this was a fireworks festival in the peak of summer. They have lots of fire, and towns all over Japan, as I mentioned last week, have fireworks celebrations. And they different towns have it different weekends. So every weekend there's some sort of fireworks celebration going on, it seems. And here is sumo. So the guy in the pinky purple fancy dress there is the wizard looking guy. He's the referee. And I think they're just decorating, and there's a sumo wrestler on the right-hand side, and they're just throwing salt around the ring right there in preparation.
Well, Tiger Stripes wants me to read a chat, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
At you, Canadian Spider. I don't know. It sounds like lol. Sounds like Miracle Whip, which is an abomination.
I'll agree with that. I thought it was sweet, but I think who knows? Kewpie mayonnaise is not sweet. Yeah, who knows? Ooh, so this is food of the sumo wrestler. So here I am at the sumo stadium, and I was there like early, so I got to see all the early matches, the amateur matches, and the low ranking matches. And then you go up to the cafeteria, and you can order the same food that the sumos eat to pack on the weight. And I had 3 bowls of this stuff, Tony, and it was delicious. And it's just got everything in there: mushrooms, beef, chicken, seafood, and it's a special
I like how
stew.
I eat my food.
Yeah, it's a stew that's made for the sumo wrestlers to pack on the weight. It's called chunko nabe. Chunko nabe. Nabe meaning stew, I believe, and it is a samurai. The sumo stew. Chunko nabe. And here, outside the sumo stadium, these are all the banners of all the champions of the past. Very colorful. I can't read hardly anything on them, but these are
very cartoonish looking.
Yeah, if you can see my cursor, not very well, but anyway, the one below there means money. I know that one. Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can do this. Here we go. Is that gonna? No, it's not gonna go.
Don't hey, you got it working. Best thing we need is for the machine spirit to get ornery. Yeah, I'm covered in children. Why won't my children leave me alone? Oh.
Yeah, I can hear them. Aw, they're cutie pies.
Sweet daddy's working. Why you gotta dig your talons into me?
That stew doesn't look fattening unless it's served over a lot of rice. There was rice in the stew, and there was also chunks of fat in the stew. The meats were very fatty. And I don't know, like it's what they ate, and these were big boys. But you know what? Underneath their mass, there was a hell of a lot of muscle there, Tony. They are not like fat slobs. They are athletes.
Oh no. A sumo wrestler is very, very powerful. Very powerful. Not want to fight one.
No, they are very athletic. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, here they are. And so the wizard-looking guy in the middle is the referee. And I really wish that their ass cheeks had been covered more, because it looks like it's a big stadium, but it's really not a big stadium. It's quite small, and so I got quite a good view.
Quite a good view.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Good view, huh?
Yeah. This is a cardboard cutout, but this guy was like 6.5 feet tall, and he was a yokozuna of the time. And I believe he was, there was a it was controversial because there was a yokozuna that had been, I think, half Hawaiian American and one that was half Chinese as well. And so they were, that was very controversial because they weren't pure Japanese. And here's some real life sumo dudes. And these guys, they're pushing 300 and some pounds.
Yeah, they're ready to go in there and massive. Fight.
Yeah. Sumo have
very constructive diet.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Right, Lucard.
Well, William Shakespeare Bird.
Streaks are the attraction. Well, it depends on your. For you, I'll give you that one, Tiger Stripes. Yeah, no doubt. For me personally, I'll pass. Love the gong. Yeah.
Hey, whenever my jokes fall flat, and I can be my own gong show.
Well, we don't have nearly as many photos as we do the other night. We got through the bulk of them, so there's
so I had to I kind of figured I had to pad it out. You see what I did there?
Awesome. So again,
pad it out. Yeah.
The sumo wrestlers are athletes for sure, but they're big.
Yes.
And the referee looks like a wizard to me. He really looked like a wizard.
They're very mighty. They are not weak.
And this is how they start. This is how he drops the fan. There's no whistle. He drops the fan, and they start in this position. This is their starting position.
Yep.
Which is, if you're sitting behind them, it's not attractive at all.
Well, the reason why they start in that position is because that is their initial momentum position.
Yeah, they thrust
once they
forward.
Bring their legs forward. They have to utilize the momentum of that singular move and then try and carry it. That's
this
part of the art of it.
Structure was suspended over the stage, which if it ever dropped, it would crush them all. I don't know what the purpose of the roof was, because the stadium itself was indoors. So flare, I guess. Yeah, because it was a domed structure. So this was indoors. I don't know why the other roof was necessary, but there's quite a few people in there, but it's certainly nothing like that's a small platform. It's certainly not like a soccer field or a football field, or even a basketball court. Like that is a small square area. It's even smaller than, I would gather like a wrestling ring would be perhaps bigger. Maybe a boxing ring would be about the same size. So it looks big, but it's not nearly as big as it looks. But that's the sumo stadium right in downtown Tokyo. And there's a couple of them around, and they have tournaments 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 times a year. And when they're on, it's a big deal. And it's on all the TVs everywhere, like grocery stores and the pubs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, here's some more stretching guys doing the stretching. Yep. They are quite agile and have good balance for their size. Fundoshi, is that the sumo loincloth? Is it fundoshi? I want to say, Tony.
Fundoshi. It's similar to a tea pad.
Yes, I want to say fundoshi. I could be wrong. So here's that. This is in action. This is an apartment-sized dishwasher where that holds about 10 plates, and there's the size of my hand beside it. So that's a compact, crazy Japanese dishwasher, folks. It sits on your countertop. Yeah, you do about a dozen, enough for 2 people or maybe 3 people at once.
See, that's the kind of dishwasher that I need because I live in a small place and I don't really want to install
exactly.
like a dishwasher.
You just hook it up to your tap in your kitchen sink.
Yeah, looks like it is hooked up to the tap.
That's it. Simple. Yeah, there you go. Convenient. Japan is nothing if not convenient. I saw an escalator in Tokyo for 3 steps, Tony. It was an escalator for 3 steps for old people, I guess. I don't know. And there's Tokyo Harbor with the Rainbow Bridge and Yokohama.
The bridge, a.k.a. the Godzilla paddock. The entrance to the Godzilla paddock. As he likes to snap that bridge when walking through the bay.
As lazy as you want, William Shakespeare. Be as lazy as you want. Susan Dolan says, when my oldest brother was in the army back in the early 60s, he hiked up Mount Fuji and took lots of photos. Very cool.
Well, bring him here.
Someday. Yeah, man. I would have loved to have had the time. I didn't get a chance that trip. Because when you're teaching English in Japan, a lot of the students, they're crazy about studies and academics. And so normal holidays, they want to go and study English. When school's closed, they want to go study English. So I was working during a lot of holidays. Yep. Which, well, what can you do? Yeah, but this is Tokyo Harbor really is gorgeous, Tony. And I know lots of parts of China are smoggy and smoky, but Tokyo Harbor, I mean, you can see for yourself. And can you see right between your icon and my icon, straight up above, is a green wheel. That is a green Ferris wheel, part of Yokohama skyline. And there you can see the Rainbow Bridge, and that green Ferris wheel is right there. It's a giant Ferris wheel, folks.
Mm-hmm.
It was gorgeous.
I'd say at least 200 feet in diameter.
Massive, absolutely massive. And this is before they started dumping radiation into Tokyo Harbor, folks, from Fukushima. Mm-hmm. Ooh, this I want to say is, I don't want to mess this up and get it wrong. You know what? I could look it up. I think this is General Tokugawa. But his statue is in downtown Tokyo by the castle. You don't agree?
No, my cat's fucking getting into my food, and I had to scold her. Sorry about that.
Oh yeah, no, that happens. Cats are assholes.
I have great news.
Oh, what's
that? I have great news.
Oh, what's the news?
Stark of Iron. Congrats, you have been accepted into the YouTube Partner Program.
Awesome.
You did it, Stark of Iron. You've been accepted to the YouTube Partner Program. Start earning while growing community.
Is that breaking news? Did that just come in?
That is breaking news. That's what that ding was.
Gorgeous. Beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Tony. That is congratulations.
I am monetized.
Yes.
I got a lot of work to do after we get done here.
Tony, that's congratulations, man. Sincerely. Well done. You've put a lot of hard work into it.
Wow.
So this is the general response for building the castle in Edo. The Edo castle in Edo times. And his horse. I was just fascinated by the bronze horse as well. Congratulations, Tony. That's beautiful. Fantastic. Well deserved, my friend.
Blown away.
So there's gorgeous art all over Tokyo. There's Tokyo Tower. That is Tokyo. And there is a bit of smog there.
And I actually have a sound effect for this. I gotta focus on working.
For you being monetized? Go for it.
No. You're in the middle of town. I got ambience for that.
Oh. The crosswalk.
You're right.
That's funny. I can hear that.
Just because I got monetized don't mean I need to stop working.
Yeah, let's throw some congrats up on the screens. Congrats for Tony's. Oh, yeah. Tiger Stripes says my mom served in Osaka during the Korean War. It's a beautiful town. I liked Osaka quite a bit. Spidey and Tony, says William Shakespeare. I heard if train is late by a few minutes, they'll give you a note to take to work. Is that true?
Yep.
Yes, but it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it still reflects badly on you. No, I never bothered with the note. Fuck it.
Because the boss will be like, well, if you knew the train was going to be late, you should have got on it early. Thank you guys so much.
Yay, Tony.
I got a lot of work to do this weekend. A lot of work.
Yeah, you got t-shirts to design and shit. Susan Dolan. Would you mind reading this, Tony, from Susan Dolan, while I move on to the next picture of Tokyo?
At William Shakespeare. Not only that, there was a train line that was going to be shut down, but they kept it open till one girl graduated from school just to take her to school. Oh, yeah.
Crazy. So this is part of, there's not much left of the castle in downtown Tokyo left today, but the grounds are still there, and there are some structures. This is a gatehouse. This is the moat, and it goes around part of Tokyo Castle. And yeah, this is part of the castle right in Tokyo that you can go see. There are some gorgeous things to see in Tokyo as far as history goes and architecture. So don't think it's like just modern. Parts of it are very modern and very electric, but some of it is very traditional. And some of it is seafood. So this is the Tsuchi seafood market. And this is, hey, excellent. So that's octopus, taco in Japanese. The octopus is called taco. And one of the busiest markets in all of Japan, the Tsuchi market in Tokyo. Oh, hey, look. Hey, we actually have some fantastic. Hello and welcome to you.
Gomen, Gaijin Dono. We are Gaijin. We are
Konbanwa. Okay, that says Konbanwa, so that is good evening, Konbanwa. And I cannot read the kanji in your name. I wish I could read your name. I can't read kanji. This is hiragana, and I can read hiragana. I shouldn't say that. I used to be able to read hiragana. I can read konbanwa, so that is good evening. So welcome and hello. And if you wouldn't mind, because a lot of our, if you wouldn't mind putting in the English translations for the benefit of our audience, because my Japanese is poor and I might screw up the translation. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Especially, you see the first two characters in this one, Tony. Those are kanji. I can't read kanji. The second one is hiragana.
If we had fermented here, he could.
And it's
fermented no kanji.
So that's a word. That's a word. And the first two characters in that word are kanji. The second two are hiragana. And I can read those. That's desu. The T looking one is te, and the little quotation marks turn it to de. Desu. And that, the one with the squirrely curl is su. So desu. Desu means is. So something is. Something is. And the next word is yoroshiku. Yoroshiku. So yoroshiku is basically introducing themselves and saying hello, welcome, please treat me kindly. So again, my Japanese is very basic. So if you wouldn't mind putting in English, but that is basically they're saying
if they know it, it's no big deal if they don't.
And welcome. If you don't, I can manage enough that I can get the gist of it.
Arigato mas.
Boy, widow octopuses. Oh, the taco are delicious, tiger stripes.
But, yeah.
It's not for everyone. Seeing the tentacles, I can understand it's not for everyone. So here's, again, the giant fish market outside of Tokyo, Tony. And it's a tourist attraction. It's such a big market. It's a tourist attraction. And each one of those crates, Tony, what do you think's in there?
I'm going to say squid.
A giant tuna, I think. In each one of those, a giant tuna. And each one is moved by a forklift. Each one of those tuna.
Oh, wow.
So, konbanwa. Konbanwa. Welcome. And so, boku no nihongo sugoi hen. Gomen nasai. My Japanese is very strange. Gomen nasai.
At least it was coherent.
Nihongo, I'm just gonna say I can read a little bit of Japanese. Nihongo yomimasu. Demo choto dake, just a little. Choto dake,
very little,
just a little, little only. Choto dake is a little, only. Yeah, dake. So there you go. Thank you for being here. Tokyo ni sundemashita ka. Sundemashita. I used to live in Tokyo. Tokyo ni sundemashita. So Carla Burton says, I see Pokemon on Scoot Airlines come in Sud Squad plane spotting on YouTube. I don't know what that means, Carla. Pokemon. Oh, you go and spotting Pokemon all over the place. Susan. Well, they won't laugh at my super classic Elizabethan double collar. Love the double collar. Love the double collar, William Spielberg. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. Sorry, I can't speak English. Well, I guarantee your Japanese is better than my. Your English is better than my Japanese. Anata no ego. Sugoi. Demo. Boku no nihongo. So go ahead. Oh yeah, so here's the tuna that I said was in one of those crates, Tony. So they're using an industrial bandsaw to cut it up. Like each one of those is
like a wood cutter.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Massive.
People don't know tuna is maybe 200 to 400 pounds. Exactly, Ray Lucard.
That's some Starkist right there, baby.
And they say, sorry, I can't speak English. Daijoubu. Hontou ni daijoubu. Daijoubu. Yoroshiku. Yoroshiku.
Yoroshiku. Daijoubu.
Hontou ni daijoubu. Yoroshiku. Hajimemashite. So that's when you meet someone, you say yoroshiku. Hajimemashite is basically you're introducing yourself and you're just welcoming them to whatever it is. So those are huge tuna. You're not kidding. 200 to 400 pounds. Hi, so desu, Ray Lucard. Sugoi omoi desu. Omoi means heavy.
More.
All right, and that's a tuna. Tuna is fantastic. And yeah, I did eat a lot of tuna. Yeah, taksan no sashimi in Japan. I ate a lot of Japan. Taksan sashimi Nihon. Yeah, that's right, Tiger Stripes. You got that right. This is Sid Squid H. Oh, okay, Carla. Okay, cool. Thanks. Oh, nice. Hi. Yoroshiku. You're welcome. Yoroshiku. The one that looks on the boomerang on the end is ku. I always remember the ku is the boomerang. Yoroshiku means you're welcome. Ah, fantastic. Sugoi. Sugoi. And yeah, these are boko no sashin. Kono sashin, boko no sashin. So these photos are my photos. In Tokyo ni sundemashita. I used to live in Tokyo in 2004, and some of these photos are from 2016. Because I just keep going back. You know, Japan. I love Japan. Daisuki Nihon. Daisuki. The food, the tabemono, the people, hito, Nihonjin. Yeah, everything. You know, totemo sugoi. Everything is fantastic. And please forgive my pronunciation. Tony, you really get into the see. You do the character, and I think that's why you sound more authentic Japanese. Because
what little I do know, I want to
that you're actually
acting properly as possible. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. The octopus are smart.
You should hear me do Russian and German next.
My brother ran. I've never seen an octopus whilst scuba diving, but my brother, who lives in Australia, has. On a dive that I was on, and I didn't happen to see the creature, but he did, and he said, "No, they're definitely intelligent." That's okay. Most of us can't speak English well either. Hi, Anthony. Tony, Nihongo sugoi tanoshi. It's fun to speak Japanese. Sugoi tanoshi. Tanoshi is fun. Tanoshi is fun. Yeah, Eigo, Nihongo. Yeah. So Nihongo is more katan, more it's easier, I think, Japan is than English, because we don't follow any of the rules. And English has evolved from like 100 different languages, right? That's the problem. We've mixed a lot of our languages. So there we go. There's Tokyo Tower. There is Tokyo Tower. There we go. Yeah. And
made from the holes of tanks.
No kidding.
Repurposed steel from the hulls of Imperial
from the
tanks.
Bodies of tanks. Wow. Nice picture. Arigato gozaimasu. Thank you. Wow, Tony. I did not know that. That's impressive. Would you mind reading Susan Dolan's comment?
Well, I know at Ray Lucard, I know they're huge. There's a food channel called Travel Thirsty. And one video I was watching had all the ways to prepare and meals that they make just from one fish. Oh, yeah. Very resourceful.
No kidding.
More about Tokyo Tower. Tokyo Tower is also a symbol of peace.
Go ahead.
The reason why it is made out of the hulls of former Imperial tanks is because it is meant to be a symbol of peace and prosperity and progress. I'll be right back.
Oh, yeah. No, thanks, Tony. I appreciate that color commentary. That's fantastic, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. Moving on. I think I have another one of Yeah, there's Tokyo Tower from a distance, from further back. And they do light it up quite nicely. It's not quite as big as just my impressions of it. 'Cause I've been to the Eiffel Tower, and I believe the Tokyo Tower is smaller than the Eiffel Tower, but it is impressive. It really is. But I believe it is a fair bit smaller. And there's yes, okay. So we go from the glamour of Tokyo Tower to Japanese toilet, toire. So if you want to say where's the bathroom, where's the toilet in Japanese, it's toire doko desu ka. Doko means where. Toire is
doko desu ka.
Toire doko desu ka. And this is a toilet. And yeah, you gotta now in case you're wondering, people might not know which way you'd stand. Like, which way do you face? Well, you pee into the hole. The cup is there to catch your stream of pee, so you face towards the raised portion, and you pee in that way. And I guess whichever way it works. I guess I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but yeah, there you go. But there you go. That's something that you do have to get used to. And then you saw the space shuttle looking one I showed you last week, Tony.
Oh, I know all about those models.
And it plays music and a heated seat. So you have everything.
If I ever get that wealthy, you best believe I'm going to have one of those.
Oh yeah, man! Like, it had arms that had controls like the space friggin' shuttle. It's unbelievable.
You can play music on it. Oh yeah.
So these mopeds leaned over, Tony. They're on a swivel, so that when you go around the corner, they tilt right over, so you could take people out on corners, really, knock right into them.
Well, those are heated chambers for the pizza. That's what
right. Yeah, no, the high technology in Japan there, and this is. I was taking photos of the what was I taking photos there of, Tony?
Hold on. I believe you're taking photographs of the scenic vista, around, but it could be the.
It's a typical street.
Could be the individuals going to school.
Yes,
particular street
or church, perhaps. Yes, that's right.
John,
so Tokyo has incredible museums, and a large part of one particular museum is dedicated to the war. What are we looking at, Tony? I bet you know.
You are looking at a kamikaze bomber.
Correct.
You're looking at a piloted guided missile.
Yes. Do you see the ignition little bumper thing on the very front tippy?
The detonator.
The primer, the detonator, yeah. Oh, man, you're really pushing me tonight. Oh, crap. I haven't looked at these in years, man. Sugoi. I need to study Nihongo ga benkyou shitai. I need to study more. I want to study more. Benkyou shimasu, Nihongo. So this is oh shit, Tony. Hanko? No.
Hankone.
No,
Hankono.
Crap. I might have to look this one up. Stumbling on this one. So I know all right. So the next one is she, but it's got the little quotation marks on it, so that's turns to a G or a Z.
G
zero. Zero. U. Shiro. Zero. U. Zu te desune. Desne. Okay, so desne isn't it, right? So that's like something desne, like this coat is blue, desne. So okay, that one I got the desne.
Desne is connotation of subject.
Yes, but oh man, I'm gonna struggle with the rest of it. You could have thrown
like I said, between Between you and me, we make one fermented cinema. Where the hell is he? He should be waking up by now.
It has been so long since I have studied this, Tony. So that's whole. Moving on. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna. Nihon. Huh? No, that can't be Nihongo. Oh, that's Nihongo. Okay, so that first word is Japanese. Now, why would he spell that out? Oh, because I can't read the kanji. That's why. That's Nihongo. So that means Japanese. Nihongo desu ne. Nihongo is fun. Japanese is fun desu ne. Yes. Japanese is fun, isn't it? Yes. Okay, that's what that says. Oh my God! It took me so long to get to anything done at the post office, Tony, as you can imagine, when living in Japan.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you switching and not using the kanji, because the kanji are much harder to use, and there is a kanji for Nihongo, but I can't read it. Actually, you know what? That one I probably can read, because I can read the one for Japan, because I had to. I swear the Japanese will eat the seas empty someday. Not before the Chinese do, Tiger Stripes. Not before the Chinese do. You should find it, Tiger Stripes. Truly. Then watch the film Arrival. I think I've seen that. Arrivals land there. Their intelligence based on octopi. Great film. I have seen that. You're right. Absolutely, William Shakespeare. That was a cool film. And octopus are smart. Taco, they are dobutsu. They are animals. And kashkoi dobutsu. Tacos are smart animals.
Right.
Yeah. I got a little bit of vocabulary, Tony. I can say some weird, unconnected sentences, disconnected sentences. Oh, dear. Their population is not replacing Carla. No. When I was in Japan, it was 125 million first, and that was 20 years ago, and I think it's closer to 105 million now. So yeah, it's going down, but it's a fascinating place. You're gonna go eat? Okay, hi. We'll see you next time. Jane. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you for being here. Yeah. Tabun boku no nihongo anata no mimi itai. Naze nara boku no nihongo. I just said your ears probably hurt because of my Japanese. Anata no mimi is your ears. Itai is hurt. Naze nara is because. Boku no nihongo sugoi hen. My Japanese is really bad. All right, Tony. So let's moving on. So in Malaysia, you just stand over a hole. There's no flashed race part. Yeah, parts of India the same way, Carla.
Yeah, it's just a hole.
The porcelain was fancy. Yeah, you're not wrong, Carla. Oh, here you go, Tony. So this is a kamikaze submarine. And the Japanese are not shy about it. They put out the history, and it did a good job, I thought, of trying to be unbiased.
They're dying for their empire. That was the motivation.
And when I was there, of course, as being Canadian, I get mistaken as American just by my looks all the time. Right. And when I went through that museum and when I was looking at these exhibits, Tony, I wondered if I'd be able to do it, because I thought maybe people would be staring at me and I'd feel uncomfortable because they'd just assume I was American. And I didn't feel uncomfortable at all. No one made me feel that way in that whole museum experience. So if you're wondering, folks, don't let that be intimidating at all.
Right.
Would you mind reading what Tiger Stripes has to say?
Yes, that is an interesting phenom that in many countries lately, I imagine not. I keep hearing that the young people in Japan don't relate well to the opposite sex.
That is true all over the world nowadays. But in particular, you're right. You're not wrong, Tiger Stripes. My limited experience, I would agree with that. Oh, hey, thanks. See you later, Johnny.
Johnny.
I'm having mouse issues here, Tony. Switch to the pad here. Okay, so moving on. Ooh, there it is. There's now for those of you that can read the Japanese. I can't read that much, but I can read the kilograms, and that looks like 1,550 kilograms. So that is about
1,550.
Yeah, 3,000 pounds.
Based on the amount of explosive, that has a yield of about 30 kilojoules, which is a good armor penetrator.
Long. That's a sub.
Good armor penetrator. That's a torpedo. It's kamikaze torpedo.
Yeah, but that's a torpedo, but the guy sits in it. So I guess does that make it a sub? I guess not.
Yeah,
it's a manned torpedo. The guy sits in there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a ship buster. That'll get through.
Yeah,
that'll punch.
I assume it was guys. I don't think I ever heard of a Japanese female soldier sitting in there. I don't think. I wouldn't imagine. What's harder, Japanese kanji or hieroglyphics? Oh,
hieroglyphics.
I can read a few kanji, like for alcohol content. I had to learn that one for self-preservation reasons. Had to. I learned sugar, carbohydrates, so I can read it. I learned the chicken and fish. Like I didn't know whether I was eating a steak or a soup. I didn't know whether it was coming with rice, but I knew it was fish or I knew it was chicken. So I could read those. It's 5 p.m. at night, peak time for kids and dinner. Well, thanks for being here as long as you have been, Carla. Fermented cinnamon will be drowning in kids. Oh dear. Yeah, that would be horrible. And for the record, our IIRC Japanese kanji is approximately 80% Chinese and 20% unique. Not that I'm trying to plug the Chinese, it's just reality. He is absolutely correct. When Chinese when Japan, friends of mine, Japanese friends, go to Japan, go to Japan. Let me start over.
You got this.
When Japanese friends of mine go to China, they can read some of the Chinese characters. And the Chinese people that come to Japan, they can read some of the Japanese. Although it's harder for them because I think Japan evolved in a different way. So the base is a little different. They evolved away. But so it's a little harder for the Chinese coming over. But yeah, they can read each other's kanji, yes. But us white guys have a harder time. Sumo. Hi, Susan Dolan.
Sumo.
Sumo. Hi, sumo. Oh, that's makes sense. William Shakespeare Spielberg, because Japanese came from the mainland. Absolutely, yeah. A lot of their traditions do, and they look up to a lot of They look in other cultures for things that they can take on board and incorporate them into their own culture and take the best parts from. And that's right. Yeah. So moving on from the manned torpedo. Oh, how do you like that, Tony? There you go. So there's gyoza and a giant bottle.
Oh God, yes.
Of sake.
Oh God, yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was a good stuff.
Yeah,
dinner. That's your typical pub food. Or an izakaya. A pub in Japan is called an izakaya. That was your typical izakaya food. And they had pictures on the menu, so don't be intimidated, folks. You can go into any restaurant and you just point to the pictures and you can kind of tell what's in them. And I spent Christmas there, Tony, and I asked all my Japanese friends, why is Santa wearing no pants? And I could never get a proper answer. And this was a sign at a local barber shop. And I could not, and the locals seemed to have no problem with this. I had a huge friggin' problem with this. Santa is not supposed to be seen without pants, especially in Japan. But there you go. And again, why was there a picture, a statue of Rambo in Tokyo? That's in downtown Tokyo. Why is that?
Rambo.
I don't know why that would be. Yes, you can, William Shakespeare.
I'm getting hit up by people. There's a person missing. Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's no good.
Yeah, that's not good at all.
If you can say Ohio, well, that means good morning. So you can say Ohio, William Shakespeare.
Well, after these messages, I'll be right back.
Okay, Tony. Thanks for being here. We're just about done these. It looks like.
No, I'm just gonna mute and.
Okay, as long as you don't mutant. That'd be horrible. Japanology, says Susan Dolan. According to legend, the Chinese emperor thought he saw an island in the distance. 2 ships with 17 boys, 17 girls sailed to it and never returned. Wow. I'll be darned. I've never heard of that. I'm still here, meant for minutes, and I can't make it. I'm surpassing the 15-year-old. Oh, I see, Carla Burton. I gotcha. Susan Dolan, that was called the Hunger Games. No kidding. That's Tiger Stripes. I asked my Japanese friends why Santa was pantsless, and none of them could answer me that question. Hopefully I will get an answer to that question before I die, but I have no idea. Maybe Santa was more than kissing mom. Well, that's possible, Carla Burton. Everybody loves Rocky. That is true, Tiger Stripes. So there's a statue. Hey, Max. Hello. We're just looking over some photos of Tokyo, and Sylvester Stallone is in Tokyo. There's a statue right there. He did Japanese regional commercials. Yeah, a lot of actors do that. Lost in Translation told you that is true. And last week, we looked at the piano bar from that movie in that hotel in Shinjuku. And this is the harbor of Yokohama. Yokohama, as far as I'm concerned, is practically part of Tokyo because there's never ending concrete between the two, and I couldn't tell any distinct separation. But it's like the port section of Tokyo, and it is quite scenic. And as you can see, the smog not too bad, and it is fairly clean and organized, and it wasn't all that crowded. This was on a Sunday. I actually remember this day. And local temples, again, just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Temples all over Japan.
Oh, what a picture to come back to.
All over Japan. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was just showing Yokohama on a Sunday is not necessarily crowded at all.
Mm-hmm.
And there's temples everywhere. Yep. Max the Paula and Pals fan 2008. Impossible. What's impossible? Cat Daddy's working. That's why they have to be there. It's like them meowing at the bathroom door when you hear you're done, they walk off. Yeah, being a cat dad, there's a fair bit of work to that, isn't there, Tony?
There is.
Miskatonic Badman, says Tiger Stripes. I heard Lost in Translation was based on Harrison Ford. You can see his Japanese commercials on YouTube. No kidding. Wow. Well, I do enjoy Suntory whiskey, and that hotel was very fancy. And there are tons of skyscrapers. Going pantsless? Yep, good idea. I highly recommend it, William Shakespeare. You'll get away with it for a while, too, because they'll be intimidated to do anything. Even the cops, they won't go right after you for a while. You'll get away with it for a bit.
Right.
It'll most likely be a white guy working there that might pull you down to the floor. Tiger Stripes, I don't know that. I'll search them out. Okay, very good. Well, moving on, folks. There's me in my apartment in my teacher shirt, and there's a typical Tokyo apartment. at the time. You don't really have a lot of closets, so you've got the rolling coat rack behind you there.
Right.
And here's a Japanese graveyard. Amongst lots of the shrines and temple gardens, you will have accompanying graveyards. Not surprisingly. And these with the red, I was led to believe that anytime you see the red over them, it's a symbol of children. Sadly, I could be wrong on that, but I'm led to believe that. And okay, so this is another festival, and they are pulling the giant float through the streets of a town called Abiko, where I lived, and just guys are playing music. There's drum kits up on this float, and they're drinking and having a great time, and there's fireworks, and they're wearing considerably more clothing this time, which is appreciated. Oh, and you know what he's making here, Tony?
Do
you know what he's making?
Oh, really? I can't see.
Takoyaki, folks. So that is basically donut balls with little bits of chopped up octopus inside, and they are delicious. Takoyaki, delicious. And he just turns them over in those little metal sort of egg cups, and yeah, they're like donuts with octopus. Friggin' delicious. Takoyaki. And you get them in a little cardboard box like French fries and like chopsticks for like $2. My apartment was shit. I had an apartment there that was 400 square feet, and I think that one was probably 5, not more than. I think the biggest I had was 6. And here's again a typical subway in Tokyo, or my area in Abiko, northern Tokyo, and people wearing. It was a festival, a summer festival. So the girls, any formal holiday, the girls wear their kimonos, and a lot of the guys wear theirs as well.
Oh yeah,
just to dress up, you know. And here again, they're pulling this giant float. It's called a mikoshi for anyone that's interested in the Japanese, and I'm butchering that word, but it's a mikoshi, and it's a parade float, and guys sit in it and play music and throw candy at kids, and well, mostly play music and drink. There is heavy drinking as part of this as well, but the summer festivals are fantastic. And they are family friendly. Definitely family friendly. And of course, any festival wouldn't be complete without fireworks that evening in Japan. So I had a friend that he lived in a high rise, and we were able to get onto the roof of his building, and we were able to get some really good views of the fireworks. And this was one of the first years that I had ever seen an orange of this color that you're looking at right now, and the violet, the indigo blue violet, was just new that year too. So those were fascinating. But yeah, summertime festivals all over Japan. There's just random fireworks celebrations in the evenings. And again, this is a temple, and you pull the long rope, and you ring a bell 3 times, I think it is, and then you go and you leave a prayer. Now, would you be inclined to do this, Tony, even if this wasn't your religion? I'm assuming Shinto isn't. Would you be inclined to just do this for the shits and giggles, just to
go to a Shinto temple?
Yeah, and ring the bell and.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind to do it for the novelty of it, but I don't want to be disrespectful either.
Yeah. No, and this picture is a little blurry, but that is a giant drum, a taiko behind me, a giant freaking drum, and they are part of the celebrations as well, as much as the fireworks are. There's always drumming. And again, with the Oni, with the devil, there is one part of Japan up north, and I visited, and it's called Aomori, and this giant parade that happens once a year called the Nebuta Parade, and Nebuta Matsuri's festival. Nebuta Matsuri, they have these giant, well, you're looking at one, this giant paper mache devil, and they have all kinds of devils and gods, and they're illuminated from inside, and they parade them through the streets. And when they're not in the parade the rest of the year, they're kept in this warehouse, and you can go and see them as a tourist. And so we went and saw them. And these are giant paper mache illuminated parade floats. That the Nebuta Festival is apparently an incredible scene. I didn't get a chance to see it, but at least I got to see these floats. And I can just imagine the celebration, like these going through the streets of this up in northern Japan to go see this. But well worth the trip. And again, there's another statue of a god or a demigod, or in this case, that looks kind of like an Oni, doesn't it? Kind of looks like a devil. Yeah, I think it is. Oops, I jumped. Okay, and then okay. So there's northern Japan, and it's the mainland, the northern tip of the mainland, and north of that is the island of Hokkaido, where Sapporo is, and famous for snowboarding and milk. Oddly enough, dairy products. But yeah, northern Japan is quite hilly and mountainous and beautiful, and the roads are still really good, so it's not sketchy. But again, the Nebuta Festival, just worthwhile going up there. I would have loved to have seen it while they were actually having the festival. And again, lots of snacks, lots of food. So this is a lady, and I cut off her head there, but she's selling these barbecued snacks, and it looks like this is fish and scallops right over the charcoal. And you'd eat the fish heads. A lot of the Japanese would just eat the whole fish, the tails and everything. A lot of them. You don't have to, but a lot of people did. And it was cheap. And massive fields. These are rice fields again, Tony. Just massive agriculture there.
Beautiful.
I would have to be certain of the significance of ringing that bell. Yes, Tiger Stripes, at the shrines when you ring the bell. Yeah. That I took it as it's just getting the god's attention by ringing the bell, but that was just my interpretation. Is that a massive lantern? Yes, that was a massive lantern. Absolutely. Ooh, Carla Burton says she visited Aomori, and that's where I stayed. They have apples in the roadway, metal fences. Yeah, metal fences in the roadways in the middle of them. Yes, but yes, those are basically massive lantern floats. Yes, up in Aomori for the Nebuta Festival. Would you mind reading this from Susan Dolan, Tony, while I go to the next photo?
Yes, there was a Hawaiian sumo, and he became very much loved as they threw a big farewell ceremony for him when he retired. And they cut off his ponytail. Yep, the removal of the ponytail.
Right. Right. And that was, I think, when I was first there. So this is, Tony, you're a man of machines. You tell me.
Looks like a combine harvester.
Sure is. And what do you suppose they're harvesting? It is a combine harvester. And what are they harvesting?
A combine harvester. Looks like they're harvesting Really can't tell. It just looks like
it's Japan.
It's leek or onions. Ain't
It's
rice, is it? It's rice. It is rice.
It is rice. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a combine harvester for rice.
I just couldn't tell with the lack of the rice pads. It wasn't very visible.
No. And that it just that tube at the top, you can't see it, but just at a site here is a dump truck, and they're using some sort of yeah. That tube of rice goes right into the back of the truck. I thought that was cool. You don't see that every day, so I stopped and I took a video of it. Ooh, and there is just some delicious Japanese seafood soup. You've got the pork in it. You've got the bamboo, and I'm holding a fried fish. That is a whole fish that I'm just going to eat. It's deep fried, little tiny fish.
Anchovy, not an anchovy, but
no, it's an anchovy type. Yeah, kind of. Sure, it could be. I have no idea. But yeah, and again, this was a seed pod. There's these all little black seeds in this little pod that fell from a tree, and I have no idea what it is. If anyone knows, let me know. But I just thought it wasn't poisonous because I touched it a lot.
Poisonous. Poison, tasty fish.
And again, just beautiful roadways through beautiful land in northern Japan, up near Hokkaido.
Beautiful.
Oh yeah. Sure.
It
really was. Child. And there's another 5-story pagoda. And this one is this is in Tokyo. This is one of the more famous temples you can go and see in Tokyo. And again, there's always little shops where they're selling food and selling little prayer books and all kinds of little candles. So they are very religious, but also very consumerist towards it. So,
right.
And this is a giant. This was metal, and I think it was maybe bronze, and for incense. And you bathe yourself, as this young boy is doing, with the incense to purify your spirit. That was pretty cool. I don't know how you'd need a crane to move that puppy. That was big. And another temple in Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
There I am, and there's a giant. And speaking of giant lantern, there's another giant lantern above me. Didn't see that one light up though. And yeah, this is again a house. Imagine living in a houseboat in either Osaka or Tokyo. I think I could. Oh, yeah. The seafood would be delicious. But yeah, lots of incredible. Tony, I just wandered around Japan looking at the architecture, and that alone was fascinating. And we're back to the start. This is in Osaka, and this is Asahi Brewery. Have you heard of Asahi beer?
No.
Asahi beer. Mm-hmm. This is their headquarters, their beer headquarters, and it's known as
the Golden Turd.
Yep. The Asahi Brewer headquarters right in Osaka, and it is a symbol of Osaka and Asahi Brewery. And sadly, people refer to it as the Golden Turd. So there you go. That's the photos of Japan, folks. I hope you enjoyed them. Tony, man, thanks a lot. 140.
Thank you.
Holy shit. We've been an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
We have been an hour and a half. Thank you so much.
It is no problem, brother. No problem at all.
One of those would come in handy right about now.
I will after I get this work done.
Speaking of Sapporo, congratulations, man. That is so cool. Yes, Tony. Tony got, while on the live stream, folks, if you weren't here earlier, Tony got word that he is now monetized and a partner with YouTube. So fantastic, Tony. Congratulations.
A lot of work to do this weekend. A lot of work.
Well, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you have
Well,
going on?
I'm gonna obviously have my after Doomcock party, after Friday Night Frolics party, whenever he's done tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And I feel like Saturday should be. By the time Saturday rolls around, I might just host a big party that night.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm thinking that.
You're welcome.
If not,
well, I
then
would love to be. I'd love to be either in the chat or a part of that. However, I can, Tony. I'd like to help you celebrate. That's a big deal, and man, if I don't mind you saying, you've done it pretty damn quickly. Because of the effort.
2 years.
Because of the effort.
2 years.
Yeah.
It's not as fast as some, but
pretty damn
faster
good,
than
Tony.
some. Like I'm right in the middle. I'm average.
Well, I appreciate you being here. And let me see.
Sure, man.
I wonder. I think I can do this without getting in trouble, but fuck it. I'm not monetized. Share tab audio, yes. Okay. All right. And bear with me. New projects. And what do you see, Tony? This is it's an old Japanese commercial.
A water commercial.
This is an old Japanese commercial, folks. Did you get the volume on that too?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay. There is volume, but anyway, the girls are all singing. But yeah, this used to be on Japanese TV every night, and I'd watch it. It's for a soda drink. I love the camel at the end. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just funny videos like that, man. And I'm disappointed you didn't get the audio. That's too bad, unfortunately. Oh well. And I also have got. Here we go. The rice harvester. This is just a real short, quick video.
Child, what are you doing? Youngling, I have a cat that is following me. If I fits,
there you go.
In a closed box. Get out of there.
All right, folks. Well, there you go. Thanks for being here, Tony. Thanks for being here, everyone.
No problem.
Stop.
Sorry, Mr.
Sharing. Let's stop.
Yeah, this has been fun.
Yeah, it has been.
Feel free to talk to me over the phone or something while I'm working on this stuff here. If you're bored,
I will do. Appreciate it.
I'll be up into the wee hours of the morning.
Oh, right. Okay.
I got all the stuff I got to set up.
I got up early this morning and was on a frozen lake, Tony. My brother came and got me, and we went with his buddy, and we went ice fishing at 8 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Oh, that sounds fun.
We had a fish finder, and we were in about 100 feet of water, and we had all legit, like we had licenses and everything, but we didn't. We saw lots of fish, and we had them on the hook about 3 times, but just they got lucky today. Not a fish. But anyway, I appreciate it. But point is, I'm tired. It was a long day. Thanks for being here, everyone. It is wee hours of the morning. It is almost 2 a.m. here in Vancouver time zone. Thanks for being here, Tiger Stripes, Carla Burton, William Shakespeare, Miskatonic Madman, Lemon Pie. I know the Ginger Menace was in here earlier. So was Rod Thunderheart at the very beginning. Susan Dolan. Max, you've got a very long name. Max the Paula. So thank you for being here. And yeah, Tony again. And we actually had a legit Japanese person by all
we had
accounts in chat.
We had very much Japanese individual who was very, very cool.
I wish I could read that. I cannot read that kanji. But thank you.
Kanji is tough. That's why we needed fermented here, and we.
That's right.
Alas.
Oh, yeah, that's what he was trying to say. Yes, so thank you so much, everyone. And on that note, we're going to end. Catch me here every Thursday. I'm usually not this late. Tony and I had a special arrangement where this one was late, but usually Thursday evenings, I'm going to do travel slideshows. And I'd like, hopefully, very soon, I'd like to get Mary Ashmead on, and we'll do Thailand.
Mary's going to help you with Thailand. That's going to be really, really
That's
cool.
right. Yeah. And and Cam with Spain, as he's been there lots. And Rod Thunderheart and I would like to do Cuba because he's been to Cuba a lot more than I have, in fact. So that'll be fun. And Tony, having someone here that is a fan of the Japanese culture meant a lot. So
I did what I could. Did what I could for you. Least I could do.
Do you happen to know the Japanese word for friend?
Several. So we'll go with the most common one. I think we'll go with thinking Tomodachi would probably be the one, or Yujin.
Tomodachi is the one I know that I use. So thank you, Tomodachi. I appreciate you doing this with me. So, folks, please subscribe to Tony if you haven't already. He is monetized now, so this is the real deal. I'm just doing this for fun, but he's got the real deal going. And I appreciate if you have enjoyed this, if you want to see more travel, if you want to encourage me to keep doing this, I really appreciate the subscribe and the like. So thanks, chat. And we'll see you next Thursday evening.
We'll see you tomorrow night at the castle.
Oh, well, hell yes, with Doomcock.
Yes.
Hey, thanks for the encouragement, Carla. And everyone in the chat, every one of you, man, men and women, every one of you, you encourage us. You encourage Tony and I and creators like us. So thank you. Good night, everyone.
Toodaloo. Johnny.